Are you ready to manage money with your partner without fighting tension or awkwardness? In this video, I'm going to teach you how to get on the same team with your partner financially. You're going to learn the number one thing you both need to decide on. Plus, I'm going to give you 4 tips that I have learned over the past 10 years of working with couples on their money so you can more openly talk about money with your partner and manage money with ease. Hello, I am Whitney Morrison, and I help individuals create financial freedom without restrictive money plans. So if you're ready to change your relationship with money and actually build wealth, hit subscribe below and let's make this happen. You can also follow along via the Holistic Money Podcast, which you can find linked in the description below. Y'all, there are so many benefits to managing money with your partner. Believe it or not, your money can actually be an avenue for connection, a way to feel incredibly supported by your partner, and also get you two on the same team so you actually hit your financial goals faster. But if you do not approach this topic thoughtfully and intentionally in your relationship, then money could end up being a source of stress or fighting or avoidance or awkwardness in your relationship. The first thing that you and your partner need to decide on in your financial lives is what money is going to be individual money versus what money is going to be shared money. It's very unlikely that you and your partner are going to make the same amount of money throughout your entire relationship together. For example, in my life with my husband, Craig, there have been times that Craig has made upwards of $100,000 more than I have, and vice versa. There have been times where I have made significantly more than he has, which given this, it can be challenging when you have a shared lifestyle with your partner, but you two are making unequal amounts of money. You may think by not talking about money or keeping your finances separate or just handling money issues as they arise, that you are reducing conflict or taking unnecessary confusion or clutter out of your relationship. But what happens inevitably is that you two are building a shared life together, which does require money. Money is a huge component of your life. And when you are living with someone, when you are sharing a life with someone, you need to make sure that you two have really open and honest money conversations so that you can make sure there isn't any confusion or underlying resentment. So here are the different ways that you can choose to merge and share your money with your partner. First thing that you can do is you can choose to keep everything separate. So you can have all of your expenses and all of your finances coming out of your account, and your partner can do the same for theirs. The issue is that you are going to have a shared lifestyle. You're going to have decisions that you two are going to need to make on the regular about how to live your lives. And so one of the things that I see couples struggle with when they choose to keep everything separately is they don't really understand how to make a great decision for their family, not just for themselves, because it's really difficult to understand what you two can do together if you don't have any visibility or insight or understanding of your partner's financial situation. The way that I see couples do this is that they choose to have one partner pay specific expenses and the other partner choose to pay other expenses, which can work for a certain amount of time until you start to approach any big life decision like buying a home, getting a car, or having a child. Then you really have to start to think about how you're going to make these decisions for your life and for your finances. I will say, after working with couples for over 10 years, this is one of the most challenging ways to have a healthy, loving relationship with money in a partnership. The second way that you can manage money with your partner is to share your joint lifestyle expenses only. So everything else is separate. The only two things that you two manage as a couple are the lifestyle expenses that you share. So think, for example, if you live together, this would be your mortgage or your rent or your utilities or your internet or your cell phone if you two are on the same cell phone plan. It's really just the expenses that you two share as a couple. Here's the best way to make this work for you. First and foremost, you want to look at your income. Let's say someone in the partnership is making double the amount of money as the other person. If you want to create fairness in your relationship, then you want to make sure that you are splitting your lifestyle expenses based off the proportion of income that you both make. The third way that you can manage your money is that you can combine everything. Now, I'm going to tell you the most successful way to manage your money this way, because inevitably what both of you are going to desire in this arrangement is that you both maintain some amount of financial autonomy, and there is totally a way that you can do this. When you put all of your money together, you can decide a specific amount of money that each of you get to spend whatever way you want, and everything else is shared together as a family. I find when I have been working with couples that this tends to be the most successful way for them to actually come together and to manage their money in a way that feels really good for them. And I'll tell you why. The reason why is because inevitably money is a source of power in this world, and it is also a source of power in your relationships. When you two come together and when you have equality, financial equality in your relationship among both partners, regardless if one person makes 20,000 or one person makes 2 million, you each get to live a similar level of lifestyle. Now, some of you may listen to this and say, that is not okay with me. It is not okay if I make a lot of money and my partner doesn't make a lot of money, that we live a shared lifestyle. But here's what I'll tell you. That will be incredibly challenging for you to live together and make decisions together if there is an unequal power dynamic financially between you two with your money. But what I have seen to be the most successful is when there is financial equality. That does mean that you share your money with your partner as if it is theirs and you share it as a team. Coming together with your money and your partner can be one of the most rewarding experiences I believe that you can have in your partnership, simply because there may be times where your partner ends up making a lot more money than you, and there may be times where you make a lot more money than your partner. But when you establish this level of shared trust and shared support and shared goals, to build a mutual life together, which is essentially what is happening when you are in relationship, when you're married to someone, then you can actually hit your goals faster and you two can share a wonderful life and a wonderful partnership, not only in the world, but also in your money. All right, now I'm going to give you 4 quick tips on things that you can do to manage money more successfully and with more ease in your partnership. Number 1 is to set up your system and play to your strengths. So in order for you all to have financial equality and play as a team with your money, you want to make sure that you two are working on your money together. What I suggest is to set up a money system that reflects that question that you all just answered, which is what is considered shared money versus what is considered individual money. When you fully understand how you're going to manage your money together as a partnership, you want to set up a system that reflects that. If you do not have a system, I highly suggest you download my free money map training, because I will teach you the step-by-step process that I use to manage my money. And this is something that can be really, really helpful in setting up a shared money system with you and your partner. The next thing that you want to do is you want to make sure you're playing to your strengths. So if you are someone that is very detail-oriented, perhaps you're the person that ends up managing the spreadsheet, balancing your accounts at the end of the month, or really understanding how much you've spent and saved. If you are someone that's more big picture, perhaps you're the person that goes in and monitors your net worth changes, or you're someone that really thinks about the trends of where you're using your money and why you're using it. But regardless, I want each of you to identify your strengths as it relates to money and make sure that you design a system and habits between the two of you that reflects your strengths and brings them together to make sure that you are managing money as a team. Tip number 2 is to always be transparent. One of the major blockers that I see in couples with their money is when they start to hide purchases from their partner, or they start to lie about their finances, or they have hidden credit card debt, or aren't making as much money as what they said that they were making. Quick tip, while financial transparency is super important, so is financial autonomy. Stick around to the end of this video because I also have another tip on that. One of the main things that creates lack of trust is when there is a lack of transparency. If you find yourself giving your partner only half of the details or not wanting to fully expose or talk through your financial situation, I suggest just taking one step back and starting to explore your own shame around your finances. Are there things that you're doing that feel out of integrity for you? Are you taking action that you wish you wouldn't be taking? Do you have debt that you're ashamed of that you haven't fully shared with your partner? Allowing yourself to see that shame, to start to heal that shame, is a huge step in being transparent in your partnership as well. The next tip is to schedule money dates. So this is something that I love doing with Craig. I actually have a video on money dates that you can watch here. But money date process is where you have a scheduled check-in for your money. My suggestion is definitely make these money dates fun. This is not about judging each other or looking at the past and getting upset. This is about looking at where you are now, where you're going, and the intentions that you want to set for yourself. So make sure that you approach these money dates with a positive attitude and with positive thoughts, not only about money, but also about your partner and what they want with their money. Tip number 4 is to make sure each of you have a no questions asked number. What this means is that in your relationship, you two should each have a certain amount of money that you get to spend every single month, no questions asked. So I know I just went through financial transparency and why that's very important. However, financial autonomy and independence is equally as important. So the way that I design that in my money relationship with my partner is that we have a specific amount of money that each of us have decided that we're able to spend, no questions asked. We have this in a separate account from the other person, and we can do whatever we want with it. I could go on a girls' trip, or he could buy a bunch of running gear. It doesn't matter how you spend it. The only requirement is that if you choose to spend above and beyond that, if you spend outside of your no questions asked money, then you are transparent and clear about why, and we talk through these spending decisions so that everyone can be on the same page. I want you each to have your no questions asked number. Make sure that you're on the same page about how much money that is for both of you so that you can have the freedom to spend that money as you choose. And then everything else is joint. And if you decide you're going to spend in those buckets, that is a shared conversation. That is questions that you both bring to the table on how much money do you mind if I spend on this thing so that you can be aligned financially. All right, so that is it. If you are managing money with your partner, I hope you found this video useful. Make sure, if you haven't already, to start your free money map training so you can get a shared system and shared language for you and your partner with money. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you in the next video.